Beers with Chad.
All right, so Beers with Chad, 2 in 1 day. I won't come out with it in the same day, but I'm joined by Mr. James Hoffman, Mrs. Melissa Davis, RP doctors, yes, doctors of science and exercising and bodies and whatnot.
Biceps.
Yes. Did we ever get a final count on your front double bicep poses?
I did so many. I don't know. I did a video before with Chad, and he was laughing at me during the video because I kept flexing while I was talking, like over and over again.
Like into at least in the teens.
I mean, he does that at home, so I can't say I'm surprised.
I was just so amped, I couldn't help myself.
It was like every time he says the word hypertrophy in a video about hypertrophy.
Hypertrophy. Yeah.
And
this.
You
hypertrophy.
forgot about
This. Not
when you're
this.
trying to work on your hypertrophy. It was.
I feel like Mike's counterpart to that is the pec flex. I bet you every time he says hypertrophy, he
Pop, pop,
flexes
pop,
his-
pop, pop.
yeah.
I kind of felt like it was like little kids singing at like Sunday school. And they've got like hand motions.
Yeah.
That's your hypertrophy hand motion.
Somebody always, like, whenever I post a video on YouTube, somebody will always point out something stupid that I'm doing. They'll be like, James, what do you keep looking at off the camera? And I'll watch myself and I'm like, doing something dumb. I'm always doing something dumb.
Oh.
Hands down.
I said all right 45 times in a 14-minute video once. So
All right.
We've all got our thing.
I get shit for sitting so close to the camera. Everyone's like, is she a giant woman or is she just really close to the camera?
Like when cats photobomb people doing their
yeah,
videos. And
I'm
it's
always
teeth.
like, hey.
It is always, whenever we do hang out, I'm always like, God, we don't hang out enough because we live so close. But
We do.
I guess we're not supposed to have been hanging out, and maybe aren't even supposed to now.
Yeah.
The good news is that we only live at home. We don't do anything else.
Yeah,
so
we
at the very
live
least, we
a
have been
social
quarantined.
distance life, so we're probably not bringing much risk to you.
Yeah, I feel relatively unaffected by Coronamania as I work from home anyways, with the hand surgery.
Oh yeah.
That timing worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu schools being closed wasn't really a big deal. I mean, my training otherwise has just been dog shit, because it's like, okay, I can do a bunch of belt squats and like walking lunges, but
Yeah.
I've only had this on the last like week and a half, but before it
Right,
was
so you haven't
more,
been able to grip.
yeah, it was a bigger cast before, so and it's like, well, you know, I'm not really training for anything. It's very easy to lose motivation, but
What can you do now? Can you grip stuff yet at all, or like
Yeah,
can you do like light stuff like upright rows or anything like that, or like?
yeah, I mean, if I'm
Just leave the
would just
thumb
be
out
just
of
with
it.
the thumb out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But I start like rehab stuff next week, so
That'll be good.
we'll see. I started playing Madden yesterday. I figured
Ooh, very thumb
it's
intensive.
like a light
It's a
thumb
good,
rehab.
good warm up.
My old roommate Kyle would kick my ass at Madden, and I would get like irrationally mad, you know, like just typical like bro style, just like fuck, and I would hit the dive button on the tackle too much, so my guy would just go like totally vertical and just miss, and he would just.
Or you just dive in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly
this
that.
continues. Like, you act like this was in the past. He sits at home and plays video games, quote unquote, for entertainment, but he's just like pissed the whole time.
I can't help it. I just get so into
Like
it.
reverse anger management.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like therapeutic.
How to make you more mad.
But it's just making you angrier.
Yes. Doom Eternal had me going for a little while there, the new Doom game. It's like just incredible violence. It makes me feel good.
So, relatively unaffected by Coronamania, but haven't gotten to train any jiu-jitsu for you.
Yeah, well, a little. My coach has been doing virtual classes,
Okay.
and I've finally, after many weeks, talked James into being a dummy.
I didn't say I wouldn't do it.
It just took a while for you to actually do it.
She
we had an
was doing
incident the
drills.
other night.
Yeah. So like I'm just laying there letting her drill on me, and she's not like
Go
being
on.
courteous drilling partner, and she just neon bellies me to the point where I have a projectile fart.
Luckily, we were muted in the group class, but
It was just like
I have the
Yeah,
habit
really.
of being the smallest person in class, which comes with a really awesome entitlement to be as rough as you want with everyone because they're bigger than you. So
I have
I
the
didn't
opposite.
change that.
Yeah, I have the opposite.
Right.
be gentle.
Are you okay under there?
Have I crushed your internal organs?
By the way, I feel honored to be finishing the beer that you started early at 10 a.m.
Oh yeah,
Clear today.
We didn't cover that part. So I'm drinking from Abnormal Brewery, Simply Different. which is a. Asks if I feel like a boss. Yes.
Check.
Boss ass bitch. And a flagship San Diego IPA Boss Pour. James is double fisting with the leftovers of my coffee stout from this morning's Beers with Chad about Thor's 501 and what's this other one you got?
Hams.
Hams?
I'm
It's
cleansing
like-
my palate. It's like a Wisconsin
If
classic.
anyone wants to understand hams, look up Hams commercial bear on YouTube,
Oh,
and you'll
it's amazing.
understand this beer.
That's a
and how
hams
bad it
with
is.
2 M's.
So like in the Midwest, if you guys, people who grew up there know that like there's a cacophony of shitty beers that have come out of Wisconsin. So like there's like Schlitz, Milwaukee's Best, like Hams is a bunch. Old Style, like there's so many, and this one was like a classic. I remember growing up, like this was the shitty cheap beer. Everybody got it, and now it's like it's okay. It's not. No, it's no longer terrible. So I'm a little disappointed, but
Like when you get your buddy gets a fake ID from his brother,
yeah.
Yeah,
And
like get
the
as many as
hand-me-down
you can for
idea.
these $20.
And they get you a big thing of Hams or Hams Light, and you're like, ooh.
That for me, we definitely had a phase of drinking like Mickey's, but Steel Reserve. I
Oh,
drinking
yeah.
quite a bit of Steel Reserve,
Steel Reserve's a rough one.
and getting the Foster's that comes in like the really big.
Oh yeah,
can,
the big can.
Which I just got as like the novelty of like, oh look at this big guy, but
Yeah.
the beer like kind of looks normal size because he's so big.
Foster's is like unfathomably bad. And I drink like nothing but shitty beers, and you have a Foster's, and you're like, what the fuck? What is
I
this?
love how mad Australians get about it too. They're like,
Yeah,
"That's
they're
not
like-
Australian for beer.
Yeah,
it's not."
That's peace.
Incredible branding though, and then Nell's got a Charm City Meadowworks. Is that a
Mead works. It's like a mead.
Okay, at
Type of-
Elderberry Mead. Fantastic. Well, cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Great-
well, let me
great
get this
seeing
one
you.
going. Awesome to be back. This is very much like syrup.
So
Cleanse my palate.
definitely one of the changes of Corona time, though, and a shared passion for us is MMA.
Ugh, yeah.
I'm so stoked they finally got some events going.
Yeah, next weekend it's just gonna be like back to back to back. Is it Fight Island next weekend?
No, so they're gonna do it at the Apex.
Oh, okay.
But I was so pumped for the Fight Island stuff. I guess
I've still seen stuff saying that it is real.
so they said that he's gonna do it subsequently, but they were putting in like infrastructure because this place didn't have
Yeah.
anything, and it used one of the commissions that like the reservation had used that they had done in the past because they had done so many events in the past on either reservation land or they used the reservation
Yeah,
commissions.
Tachi Palace is
Tachi
like
Palace,
a huge
yeah.
one.
If you watch like the old WEC replays, like you'll see the Tachi Palace thing. So it's like a tried and true organization for them. And so I was so stoked. He was saying that they were putting in like roads, electric, like actual infrastructure on this island because there wasn't anything there.
So was this the same island as Fire Festival, or was it Jeffrey
Oh.
Epstein's island? Which one was it?
I had
I
no
don't know.
idea. I didn't even know that was it could have been either of those.
Either way,
I hope
that's
it was,
amazing.
I hope it was one of them.
Dude, and the card coming up is stacked like have you seen the main card?
For 250
Or 240, whichever one, the
Whichever
next one,
one's-
yeah.
Yeah, I think 249 now just is lost.
Just
in,
like
in
got
history.
lobbed
Yeah.
into 250. Yeah.
Like almost every one of those fights on the main card could be its own like
Yeah.
headliner. Yeah.
So I am so amped. I think they're are they doing it in Florida or are they using Florida as the backup? I think they said they were going to do it at the Apex and then I don't remember. I got mixed up, but I really like that Florida like opened up things like WWE. And so it's kind of like the tip of the spear moving forward. I mean,
Yeah.
some people have mixed feelings about that, but I think it's great that
It's
we're
it's a lawless swamp.
yeah.
We expect nothing less of them.
And like that's the thing. Exactly, that's the thing. So like Florida opens up sports, right? And everyone goes like, "Oh, it's fucking Florida, whatever," right? They're weird. But then it's like once somebody breaks the ice,
Yeah.
other people start
Yeah.
following suit.
Yeah, I think Texas is pretty opened up now too. They could probably do something
Also
there.
not a surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, I know where we're moving. Montana is supposed to be opening up as
They
well.
have opened up. They've started soft opening right now.
So,
but
so
I'm amped for this the UFC coming back. Did you watch any of the Submission Underground stuff the last couple times? They've had 2 events since quarantine started.
I have not seen those.
Oh, it was
It's pretty
good.
sweet. They're
Yeah.
putting Chael in like a silo
They're
by
in
himself.
like a
so,
silo.
like, and
they,
he's watching on a screen and commentating. It's
Alright.
interesting, but it's cool.
and they made him do like no-gi, full spats, and they had only like as soon as they competed, they had to leave immediately, and like they couldn't cross paths with other fighters.
Yeah.
It was this crazy thing, but they pulled it off, and they did 2 events since the quarantine started,
Yeah.
and that was cool.
Did they have tag team jiu-jitsu?
They didn't do a tag team.
No tag team.
Too many
sadly.
people, but
I
that
really like
also
that.
is awesome. I really like that. The one they did with Craig and Vinny and the other guy, that one was a bust,
Yeah.
but the other ones are fun.
Yeah, those have been pretty interesting to watch. So to that effect, jiu-jitsu, what is about to happen to it? I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy. There's no pans, no worlds, which is absurd.
yeah, and just the idea of the schools coming back. I mean, with the phasic structure that old Gavin Newsom here in California is going with, it's definitely
It's really hard to socially distance in your gym business when you're
Yeah.
the training involves
and
hand-to-hand combat.
like Zach has his petition going around, which I think has 20,000 some signatures now, about addressing like small private gyms.
Yeah, I
differently
signed
than-
it.
Than big box gyms, and all right, that's very understandable, and I signed that too. Like, yeah, you can have 10 people in there, and you don't have to touch each other to lift weights.
Right.
But I would have a hard time imagining an argument where jiu-jitsu schools could be like, yeah, we should fit in with this if anyone gives a shit.
Yeah, I was thinking about- I mean,
that petition.
I don't know exactly how it works, but it seems reasonable to me if you space people out. A lot of people have a jujitsu partner, so all of the
Yeah.
jujitsu couples out there could come in and be 6 feet away and drill in front of a teacher who could correct them from a distance. Like, it's feasible, but it's just unlikely that those people are going to stick to any kind of socially distancing when they're there. They're going to roll.
Talking with some of the guys from my school, some of the professors, they were talking about limiting classes to 10 or 12 people or whatever, and like you just have the same partner for the whole class, because if they aren't able to get something earlier than whatever phase 4 may be,
Yeah, we're going to lose half, if not more, of the gyms in California.
yeah, it'll be a tough, bleak existence for jiu-jitsu-eros.
Yeah.
I tend to be kind of conservative on this issue, where I think that people should be allowed to make the choice based on the level of
Yeah.
risk that they want to assume. Granted, I understand that means whatever risk you're assuming, you also are imposing on other people. But if you are willing to do it, your partner's willing to do it, and you're willing to have some level of social responsibility and not go and 28 days later vomit on people all the time, I think
Yeah,
that's
to me,
okay.
when there was a concern about hospitals getting overwhelmed and people dying unnecessarily, I was perfectly happy to stay home and follow the rules and, Instacart my groceries, but in the face of evidence that that's not the case and we're shipping ventilators out, I'm like, all right, we need to start considering.
In a couple of counties, unrelated to jiu-jitsu, but they have, in the Central California, said that they had 0 COVID cases and they were going to open up their stores, bars, restaurants, regardless of the Newsom's orders. So it's
Yeah. I think it's a
It's hard
very
to argue
funny,
with, right?
false dichotomy that we've created, that we either have to be completely shut down or completely pro-opening all businesses
Right.
immediately, and I think there's something in between, and hopefully jiu-jitsu fits in there somewhere.
Who would think that there is possible nuance to
Nuance.
such a
Imagine
topic?
the gray area.
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting thing. I mean, I saw because the beaches were open here in Orange County last week, and they were trying to take pictures from these perspectives, and it's like, oh, it looks so crowded when you take the picture down the beach, but then the aerial shots all spread out.
It's really funny when things started getting real, we were still in Thailand, where no one was giving a shit about anything yet. So we didn't really
just
even
typical Thai
Yeah, we
procedure.
didn't quite understand what was going on yet, and as we were traveling home, they were showing pictures of look at the airport in Bangkok, it's dead, there's no one there.
Yes,
And
oh
I
my
was
God.
I'm
You're
literally standing in here right now, and that is not true. Someone went there at
in the middle of the night.
the middle of the night
something,
and
yeah.
took a picture. It's just really funny how the media is sort of pushing things in whatever direction gets the most clicks.
And even when we came back, we were everyone was hyping us up all
yeah,
the
and then
grocery stores
pictures
are
of-
empty and
yeah.
everything's bare. And we came back and it was there were some things like toilet paper, paper towels, and some food items were hard to get, but everything else was was
Yeah.
normal.
I remember getting, I think when we got to about 3 rolls of toilet paper left and we hadn't seen any at the store, that was the moment of like,
Yeah.
okay, well maybe a bidet would be a good investment. You
I
know?
can't get down with the bidet.
I love bidets.
I hate it. It just get all swampy and gross. And
You're supposed to wipe the wetness off, but the difference is you just do one wipe, and it's just to dry. It's amazing. You, with like your hairy man butt, should appreciate bidets even more.
I've tried to use it. I just can't get it going. I just leave there feeling ooky and gross.
So you guys are about to make a big life move here, moving
Indeed.
to the forest of Montana
Yep.
to escape the Corona mania now, as you guys are doomsday preppers now.
That is
It's
partially.
more of an escape the smog and traffic.
Like, we're fortunate in that we mostly work from home when we're not traveling, and we just decided we wanted to live somewhere
Yeah.
beautiful. Montana's pretty sweet.
I saw the drone footage of it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool. That whole area is really cool. It's one of the few areas where it really feels like you're kind of untouched.
Yeah, I mean, so how out there are you going to be from?
It's interesting because we're not actually, there's a main highway that's just a couple miles away. It's down a dirt road, but a couple miles away is the main highway that goes directly into the town of Missoula, and there's like Walmart, Costco, everything you could possibly need in Missoula.
It's a
we're
college
really,
town, yeah.
Yeah, we're really only 25 minutes from like civilization, good food, good coffee, and all the grocery stores we need, but it has a very like desolate feel at the house, which is kind of
Yeah.
like the ideal combination for us.
And it's nice too because I think most people's perception of Montana is like what they see on Yellowstone or any of those other shows where it's like all cowboys and like really conservative people. And it's definitely that, but this particular area seems to be like
Yeah,
a nice,
you go to Missoula and there's
nice
like
blend of-
a guy with a lip ring and a mohawk serving you like $6 espresso or whatever, and like
Yeah, and I think like some people maybe people who grew up in Montana aren't into that infiltration, but it's
but yeah,
definitely a nice
definitely-
blend.
The
of
town
like,
is definitely nice, like modern, progressive, like socially progressive town, so you don't feel like you're in hillbilly land.
Have you gotten any Montana insider tips from Max Montana? I mean, that's not a joke when I say that.
No, he was
His middle-
so stoked
His
when we
middle
told him.
name is actually Montana.
Yeah, no, we were talking to him about it a little bit, and he was so amped to hear.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't remember if he was pro Bozeman or against Bozeman.
He just said Bozeman had gotten crazy, just like it's like $1 million to
Yeah,
get a
really
condo
expensive.
downtown
That's
now. Yeah.
If I need to find like an adult video store, I know who to ask.
We just gotta look for that kid dressed up in a Spider-Man outfit with his boner looking through the state of a Spider-Man costume.
Some of those stories are just absolutely crazy.
They're pretty excellent. But what's the jiu-jitsu scene like in Missoula, Montana?
Yeah, so there's four different jiu-jitsu gyms in Missoula. The only one that has sort of a known name is an SBG. So in my
I love that
secret-
name. It's like such a
Straight
bro
blast
name.
Straight blast gym.
Yeah.
That could they could spin off into a multiply powerlifting federation.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
Easy.
But yeah, in the back of my mind, I have like a secret hope. I have a couple other friends who sort of want to move to that area eventually, who I train with, and I have a secret hope that eventually we'll like take over one of the small gyms and make it a one affiliate and force Jiva to visit us twice a year.
Nice.
For it being such like a relatively small town, like I was surprised that there were so many options. I figured there was going to be like one martial arts place,
Yeah,
period,
no, yeah.
right? Like
I
let
think
alone like
because
4
it's-
jujitsus and a couple other.
College town, there's a lot of young people looking for stuff to do, and jiu-jitsu has become really widespread. So
Yeah.
And I'd imagine a big part of this move too is in your pursuit of Bear Grylls,
Yes.
female Joe Rogan type of status.
absolutely.
Hunter.
I've already purchased
Grappler.
my Montana hunting license, and I have a deer tag and a turkey tag for fall because I intend to murder a turkey on my property and force my family to eat however I cook it.
Every time we've gone to the property, there's just been like deer all over, turkeys all over, and like giant fucking turkeys too. I mean, like they come and there'll be like 13 just going across the road like, and they're
But coronavirus
huge.
has actually interrupted my plans because I had California has a bunch of really cool hunting classes, advanced hunting classes, and there was a game processing and cooking class. So I was going to learn how to process a turkey correctly and cook it, and that got shut down because of coronavirus. So now my family gets
Who knows?
whatever
We'll
I
see.
manage
Who
with
knows
my
what
dead
happens.
bird.
Is this bow hunting or gun? Is gun hunting the term?
Rifle, yeah, rifle hunting, yeah. I have a rifle. I've never shot a bow, so I've only hunted with a rifle so far. But there is an archery range on our property already, so I figure I might as well learn that
and a
too.
pistol.
We
Yeah.
went to, Marissa and I went to an archery range in
Oh, yeah?
Mission Viejo a couple months ago.
How'd you do?
I had better than her.
Oh, she might come in here if she hears you say that.
There's definitely.
Fun.
You guys are probably both pretty good because the weight that you can pull, like the heavier weight that you can pull, the straighter your arrow goes for further. So
I like.
definitely, it's an oddly like strength necessary sport.
When I was in Tennessee, people would go turkey hunting with shotguns, which
Yeah.
like blew my mind because
I
I was
mean, I guess
imagining like the
depending on the
spread of a
shot.
shotgun.
Turkeys might
Literally,
too.
exactly
Yeah.
right. Because it just blows. I would imagine it just blows them to pieces unless they have some kind of shot that I'm
I mean,
not
if
aware
you
of.
get different, you can load the shot differently, but still, you like. I'm assuming.
But then you get that like you get the meat from the turkey. It's just full of
Yeah, I'm
shot.
assuming you like blow its head off.
Oh, maybe okay. I was like, a shotgun against a turkey? Come on now.
Yeah, there's different shot has different spread, but
So you guys got a good bit of land up there. What's the most dangerous game type of scenario?
Well, there's definitely grizzly bears up there.
there's wolves.
No, I meant human hunting.
Oh, human hunting.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't come down to that. Montana's one of those states, very much like Tennessee, where it's like you don't wander off too far on like people's property. They're very like pro personal property, pro Second Amendment, pro
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So
I have an Onyx subscription, so I can check public and private land, so I don't wander onto anyone's property.
but we have a pretty good spot. We don't
Yeah.
have to wander too far. They're really big on public land too, so like it's really easy to get access to hiking and being in the wilderness and not having. I mean, like California does a really good job, but I feel like you always have to have like your adventure pass or like
Yeah, it's
this
a
one's
little-
closed or you
it's
have
a
to
little
pay
more
a
lax.
fee. Like,
There's just less people, so there's a little less regulation
For sure.
and stuff like
And
that.
most of the state seems like a national park.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least most of the western half. The eastern gets kind of flat.
Well, I'm excited to invite myself and Marissa to come and visit.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
We
It's gonna be
didn't
so
get
fun.
a 6-bedroom house to not have guests. We're gonna be isolated and begging people to come. So
Because
please do.
upon your arrival, do you know any Montanans?
Our realtor,
No.
We're starting-
she's cool. I told her she has to be our friend
You could
when
know
we get there.
you could know her associate, who I played.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
That was so weird. I was like,
So
what?
crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Right now we're having the fun of trying to plan 2 cross-country moves, so we're trying to, which is surprisingly hard because I thought I would find long-distance movers who'd be willing to go to Montana, but they only are willing to go to like the major hubs.
Turns out when you live down a dirt
When you
road,
live
there
in
aren't quite as many
Bufu,
moving
Montana,
companies
they're
available.
like, yeah, no. So I found like a company that will move from California to their place, and then I found another one that will do Philadelphia. So I'm trying to move 2 cross-country moves right now.
Yeah,
It's a little,
all of his furniture from Philly and all of mine from California.
it's a little bananas, but we'll get it done.
The upside is we can actually furnish that giant house since we both had our places before.
The logistics of that gotta be tough. Philadelphia is a pseudo
Awful, horrible place.
Yeah, but as the de facto RP hub is about to come to an end.
I know, yeah.
You're giving up your place there. Mike and Crystal are moving to
Vegas.
Las Vegas, yeah.
What is Charlie going accompanying him or
I have
what?
no idea because
No,
Charlie
I'm pretty
owns
sure
that house
Charlie's
now.
staying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But Jared, I'm pretty sure, is just following
Well,
Mike
of
wherever
course.
Mike
I mean,
goes.
that was a given.
Yeah, no, it was.
Mancini's got to tell you.
Mankini.
They've been working out a lot together, according to Instagram. There's been a lot of just like naked bro time lately, which is great. That's cool.
Have you noticed that when Mike is pretty lean as he is right now and all shaven, his resemblance to a mole rat? It is uncanny.
He's like
That was harsh.
a mole rat with that myostatin deficiency.
Yeah, I mean that as an insult to both mole rats.
I didn't notice until you pointed it out.
You won't be able to get it out of your head now.
Oh, now I want him to grow the Abe Lincoln beard back just to prevent
Oh
that.
my god. He didn't lash, but he was a little mean. Somebody was like, "Nice beard, Mike," on RP Plus, something to that tune, and he was just like, "Fuck you, guy," or whatever.
He
but-
has been dieting. He's grumpy.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens. I don't blame him. We get a lot of like incelious comments.
I like this new adjective.
I know we just keep
Incelious.
like
Incel.
incel type
Yeah.
behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of that. But it is, it comes to the territory.
It would be like insolent, like insolent, but
Yeah, but
incel.
incel.
Yeah,
that's pretty
that's
good.
good.
That's pretty good.
That's good. I can't stand those incels sometimes. Like, Chad, how many guys do you get like when you post a video on YouTube or anywhere and they give you the comic book guy treatment where they're like, technically this guy weighed in at 102.7 kilos. What the fuck ever, guy? Shut up.
Not too much. I don't know if my behavior on my stream this morning is going to get me more or less of that.
Both.
If they're gonna, oh yeah, give me the verbal punishment, daddy, or if they were.
Some
afraid of
people
it.
definitely tune into that. It's like there's definitely people who are turned off by that, and then definitely people who like are into like the when you're in
Any attention is good attention.
Yeah.
or that, but like also like they like seeing other people like get intense and lash out at other people. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
It definitely made me appreciate, like a ESPN, like a Stephen A. Smith type of person who's got tens of millions of people watching him every day, following him on Twitter, all that stuff, and they're going, hard shit, crazy.
Yeah.
Daily basis.
dude, I felt bad for him after that when he commented on the Cowboy Connor fight. I didn't agree with what he said, but so what? Like that's
Yeah.
fine. And people were going after him hard. I was like, chill out.
And Twitter, I'm not much of a tweeter, but Twitter seems the worst. Man, maybe Instagram or rather YouTube comments.
Yeah, I think
there
YouTube
too.
comments win,
Yeah.
and then Twitter is like close second.
But yeah, there's certainly a loss of humanity in a lot of those things. Like, come on, people, words hurt.
He's really good though. It does make you appreciate somebody who's willing to be edgy and still like have such a strong presence. And,
Yeah,
it's amazing.
You've got to have a very thick skin,
Cascadura.
and I definitely appreciate that dude's on for like 2 hours on First Take in the mornings, and then he's got a 2-hour radio show that is mostly just him talking by himself. And I probably do 2/3 or 3/4 beers with Chad, just sitting in front of the microphone or sitting in front of the camera talking by myself, like as a monologue, and it's way different than having a back and forth, doing an interview kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you've got to just flow, and it's
And you got to be up on like the current events. Like you got to be able to go back and forth. Like
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah, I the first one I did like that, I gained a whole new respect for the Stephen A. Smiths of the world
Yeah,
who
for sure.
who are just out there every day for hours and hours, just stream of consciousness.
Yeah, I feel like I can do that in text, but doing it on the fly in a video.
Yeah.
I would run out of things to say immediately.
Yeah.
It's like, have you been watching the Last Dance?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, what do you think? Yeah, really good.
Incredible. So one of the talking heads that appears on there a lot is a guy named Rick Tellender, who is one of our weightlifters and now weightlifting coaches' dads.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like
Cool.
the Chicago sports writers. Zach Telander is the lifter, and yeah, his dad Rick was like writer for the Chicago Sun-Times through like all of the '90s, even up until now. Like wrote the foreword for a book about Michael Jordan, a bunch of stuff.
Whoa,
Oh, sweet.
cool.
Yeah, it's cool to see him
It's
on
really
there.
cool.
But that era of basketball, really like starting in 93, so I was 7 years old. Then we had these Sports Illustrated, the Year in Sports VHS tapes, 91 and 93, and I must have watched each of them hundreds of times. We had the basketball hoop in the driveway. I had like the Nerf baskets on the doorway. I'm going trying to do the
Oh, yeah.
all that stuff. NBA inside stuff like every Saturday morning watching the games. Like was so into basketball then and played basketball up until high school or up until 8th grade, because in the start of 8th grade I was only 5'2", and everyone else grew in 7th grade and I didn't. And then I was on like a traveling like a AAU team, and the coach was like, "Buddy, we love you, but everyone's so much taller than you now. Like, maybe you're welcome to be on the team. Probably not going to play a lot." And I was like,
I had the opposite
coach, I'll
problem.
switch to
You
football
showed
now.
them.
Yeah.
I was like 6'1" in 5th grade, and then just never grew any more.
Yeah.
So we had two guys that I went to junior high with were both 6'5" in 8th grade, and they're both 6'9" now, and went to different colleges. One was National Player of the Year for volleyball at Pepperdine. The other one won national championship with UCLA. But that junior high team, we were very competitive. We were like mercy ruling people.
We were following out a lot.
I was stocky. I used my stockiness to my advantage, and I have 2 much older brothers. So when I grew up, when I was 6 years old, and I'm trying to play my 15-year-old brother at basketball in the driveway, you gotta like I was on Mel's side of the jiu-jitsu equation. Then you get to be as rough as you possibly can.
No one can blame you.
I developed those traits, but yeah, I've been loving that series.
It's definitely like very nostalgic. I'm not unique, but like anyone who grew up in Illinois at that time
yeah.
was like the only thing you cared about was the Bulls and watching that. And I remember I had like every T-shirt. I remember I had the soundtrack, and when that entrance song would come on, people would just like lose their fucking minds. It was great.
From North Carolina,
Yeah.
6'6".
Oh man.
I almost used that song as my entrance for the Fight to Win.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I played it and I was like, I'm not good enough to use this. While Big Papa was the song I used and I love that song, I didn't time it out well because it's all interlude. What I should have used, I'm a Real American.
Ooh, Hulk Hogan
Nice.
style, yes.
Could have worked the crowd with a couple of those.
We had to do that for the intro when we did he walks down the aisle, then I walk down the aisle for our wedding, and his song was, what's the name of it?
Hooked on a Feeling, which there's
There's
a
like
solid
800
2 minutes of
Ooga
Ooga Chakas at the beginning of the song.
So we had to be like, can you please cut out 75% of the Ooga Chakas first, otherwise the song is not going
Yeah,
to
the
come on.
DJ was
in
like,
time.
"Here, try this one. Now try this one." I was like, "This one. Okay, here we go. Good." Yeah. No, that's been a really great series. They have so many good ones. Even the ones sometimes you just pop one on that you're like, I don't even know who this is, and they always end up being really interesting.
Well, if the listeners are interested, probably 7 episodes ago, I broke down my top 10 30 for 30s of all time.
Nice.
Ooh, very good. Yeah, they do a really good job on that stuff. They get you too because I think we're used to the streaming services now where you're like, I can just binge any of this shit, and this one, The Last Dance, I'm on the episode 4 and I'm like, why can't I finish this series? It's killing me. When are they gonna release the next episode?
Yeah, they know what they've got. They have a literal captive audience.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Captive
Cannot
in their
go.
own homes.
Especially here in California.
Yeah, in the NFL draft last weekend, there's 55 million viewers.
Oh, shit.
And we had guys get drafted, number 1 overall draft pick, in fact, Joe Burrow. But
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Big Dick Joe, Tiny Hand Joe. But
So that just made me think. Do you remember a couple years ago there was a guy doing the sprint, and his dick fell out during the sprint test.
yeah,
Not that I wanted to see his dick this many times, but I watched that video over and over because it was so hilarious. Just the worst problem that you could you're trying to have the performance of your life, and your fucking giant dong flops out while you're doing the sprint.
there was particularly remarkable results there this year. That Mekhi Becton is a 6'8", 360-pound tackle from Louisville.
Oh.
Ran a 5.08 40, and I was expecting him to run a 5.4, 5.5, and he was they were just freaks. That was a fun process working with those guys. I'm excited to get to watch as their career goes.
It's funny too because you have to get them prepped for the actual combine test, regardless of how you feel about the combine test.
For sure, you got to get them ready for the underwear Olympics, not to play football.
Right.
That's a different situation for sure. But let's continue the rest of our barbecue and evening off mic.
I have a quick closing comment that brings together.
Oh my!
I just had a self-realization. combining football, basketball, and jiu-jitsu.
I
feel
thought
like
it was going to be combining floppy dicks, but alright.
well, we could throw that in there too.
I wish I could.
During that basketball era, when that was really cool, I had a basketball like thing on the garage, right? And I wanted to play basketball because that was cool, but I realized that wasn't really my skill, and my skill was total reckless aggression. So I convinced all the neighbor kids to play tackle basketball, which I excelled at, which is kind of a combination of football and basketball.
Have you seen?
Neither of which I can play, and so.
Have you seen
jiu-jitsu.
the videos of Khabib playing basketball?
No.
Oh yes.
Is he
Dagestan?
playing Mel basketball?
Yes, they don't dribble. They run with it like a kind of football rugby style, and it's contact. A lot of contact.
That's
it's
how
a lot
You
of.
should have played rugby.
I didn't know it existed, sadly. The first time I saw it was with you, and I was like, God, that sport was made for
That's
me.
why I stopped playing basketball, because I realized my only sport skill was pushing other fat
Yeah.
guys around.
You'll enjoy the Khabib.
I have to look that up.
basketball air quotes
Pretty
video.
much Khabib's life is like a
Yeah.
highlight reel of weird videos.
It's just 10 Mose Schrutes running around, shooting horrible shots. But, all right, that was Beers with Chad. Learn more from James and Mel at RenaissancePeriodization.com. Where to follow at Regressive Underload.
Yeah, Regressive Underload. There's an underscore between those words.
At RP Dr. James.
Yeah, and you can follow me at Chad Wesley Smith. All that stuff. You could use the code CWS to save from RP.
Oh shit.
I'm trying to catch up to it.
How dare you.
And yeah, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next time.